Yo, bro, I was reading about the Transfiguration when Jesus took Peter, James, and John up the mountain.
Oh yeah, when his face shined like the sun and his clothes turned white as light?
Yeah, that part. But Moses and Elijah showed up, and then a voice from the cloud said, "This is my beloved son, listen to him." So here's my question. Wasn't God talking from heaven while Jesus was right there in front of them?
Facts. That's what makes it so deep. The same Jesus they were following was literally glowing in divine glory. And then they heard God's voice from heaven. That's not two gods. That's the Father revealing who the Son really is.
But wouldn't that sound like there's one God up there and one down here?
If you're thinking in human logic, yeah. But the Bible tells us Jesus is the image of the invisible God, Colossians 1:15. The invisible Spirit of God was speaking through the cloud, pointing them to the visible image standing right in front of them, Jesus.
So he wasn't trying to show two persons?
Nah, bro. He was revealing that everything they ever needed to see about God was in Jesus. That's why Hebrews 1-3 says Jesus is the express image of his person. There's only one person, not three. And Jesus is that person made visible.
Dang. And even after seeing all that, Peter still wrote that there's only one Lord and God, not three.
Exactly. 2 Peter 1:17-18 is Peter literally reflecting on that moment. He heard the voice from the majestic glory and still knew Jesus was God manifest in the flesh.
So that voice wasn't another person talking to Jesus?
Nope. It was the invisible God, the Father, testifying of his own image. Same as John 12:28 when the voice said, "I have glorified it and will glorify it again." God was never two beings. He's omnipresent. Jesus even said in John 14:10, "The Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works."
So the Transfiguration was like a sneak peek of the glory Jesus had before he came down.
Bingo. John 17:5, Jesus prayed, "Glorify me with the glory I had with you before the world was." He wasn't talking to another person. He was praying in the flesh to the eternal Spirit that he is. That glory is what Peter, James, and John saw on the mountain. God revealing himself, not as another, but in the Son.
Whew. So they didn't see two gods. They saw the glory of the one true God, revealed in the Son.
That's it, bro. One God, one throne, one name. And they fell to the ground in fear, not because they saw two, but because they realized who was really in front of them.